Hello everyone, if you came from my previous video where I talked about intentional living, this is your part 2 on 10 self-care habits for intentional living. Hello, my name is Lucy. I create self-love, self-improvement, productivity videos and anything in between. If you want to level up your life, you're in the right place. I always say continuous learning new things that add value to you are so important. So if you're watching this video, trust me, you're 10 steps better than you were yesterday, because what I'm going to share is going to help you and improve your life. So stay tuned. So on this video, I'm going to be talking about 10 self-care habits for intentional living. If you want to live intentionally, and I talked about living intentionally is living a life of meaningful purpose that takes priority with everything that you want to do in life. And if you do not know what intentional living is, I talked about in my previous video, which I'll leave here and you can go and check out. But I can just break it up and say it's just creating meaning and purpose for the life that you see yourself living. What things are you putting in place in order for you to live that life with intention? Because I believe every single day, everything you do, every step you make, it's made with a purpose. It's made for a reason. It's done for a reason. And if you know me, you know that I'm all about self-care. Like, self-care is something that I thrive on. I thrive on quite a lot, because I love self-care. I love me time. I love me taking time for myself. It's so important. But if I'm to explain, self-care is essential for maintaining your physical health, your mental health, and your emotional well-being. So here are some 10 habits of someone who is trying to live an intentional life. Self-care habits, let me just say that, okay? First one is, with my mini microphone, is prioritize your sleep. Your sleep is so important. Stop saying that I'll sleep when I die, or I'll sleep when this happens. Sleep is the key thing to your body functioning properly the next day, and it's so important. If you're trying to live intentionally, how can you live your life with purpose and meaning when you can't prioritize your sleep? Now, this is different if you struggle with sleep and you can't really sleep. That's a little bit different, but you have to prioritize your sleep because it's so important. Like, get to bed, get to sleep as much as you can. Don't feel guilty for sleeping. It's very important to energize your body and get your body moving and going in a better way, so you can perform better, for better performance, let's just say that way. The next one is exercise regularly. I think I talk about this quite a lot, but I need to emphasize the importance of exercising regularly. When you exercise regularly, physical exercise is so important. Don't look at exercise like going to the gym. I personally go to the gym because it's near me, it's accessible, and it's easier for me. But you don't really have to go to the gym for you to exercise. You can do different forms of exercise even in your house, but you have to intentionally make that choice to do that exercise. And it's so important. If you're trying to live an intentional life, you know how it's important for you to do a little bit of physical exercise. It allows your body to keep strong, stay as healthy as you can. It is just as simple as taking a walk, going for yoga, doing some meditation, doing some stretching. All those things really help. A form of self-care. It's a form of intentionally choosing to nourish your body, because you know, by nourishing your body, this body that is going to do all those goals, set all those goals, work on all those goals, needs a little bit of a boost and a recharge, and also motivated by exercising a bit, okay? The point is, take breaks. Take as much breaks as you can. Don't feel guilty about taking a break. Me, I take a lot of baths. My break is having a bath and reading a book and eating something in the bath and drinking something in the bath, having, a bubble bath. I recently went to Lush, and oh my god, I learned something new, but I'm going to talk to you about it in a sec. But in general, take breaks. It's really important for you to take a break, to recharge, to re-energize yourself, and to avoid burnout. Most people burn out because they fail to take breaks, because they are constantly working, and by the time they burn out, sometimes it's hard to come out of the burnout situation that you're in, because some people, when they burn out, they end up just they take the route of feeling a little bit depressed and anxious, and coming out of that depressed mood and that anxious mood sometimes requires medication for some people. So you have to avoid getting to that point of burnout. You have to try as much as you can to take breaks. Don't feel guilty about taking a break. Like, recently we went to London and we went into this Lush store. I learned something new, and you know me, I always talk about learning something new. I always talk about continuously learning. And I learned that Lush, the company, was the one that introduced bath bombs. I didn't even know that. It introduced bath bombs, I think in 1989. They introduced bath bombs, and it's like a family sort of owned business. I'm just like, wow, okay, cool. They make not reusable, like continuous usable bath bombs. I didn't even know this. I thought that a bath bomb you just put it in and that's the end of it. But no, apparently there are bath bombs that you buy and you just take a piece of it and you put it in, and then it just works and then you can use it. So I'm just like, that's good. So for me, that is like my self-care thing. I just love that. I love taking teas. I love lying on my bed. I love watching, you know, some things that are good for me. They make me feel happy, but they are not an escape, because there is a difference between taking a break and escaping away from things that you should be paying attention to. Now recently I've been watching a Next in Fashion. I don't know why. I love anything to do with fashion, runways, all that kind of thing. It's just like my guilty thing, and I just did a story on my Instagram talking about it. I'm just like, okay, let's see, literally. And today I took a nap as well. I slept all day. My body was tired from the gym and working out and doing all those exercises. So I just said to myself, you know what? My body is telling me this. I'm going to pay attention. So I slept. At first, I felt a little bit guilty, but I said, you know what? In order for you to record this video right now, you have to take that break. And I did. And I didn't feel guilty. So feel good and great and take those breaks. The self-care tip is to stay hydrated. Hydration is so important for your body. It's so good for you to drink as much water. I know it's something that you just like. I said, by the way, don't treat taking water as just like a habit that you have to pick up, a thing that you have to put on goals to achieve. Take it as something that is part of your routine every single day. It's something part of, just like you have breakfast, treat it like, if I'm gonna have breakfast, let me take a glass of water. If I'm gonna have lunch, let me take a glass of water. Take it as part of a meal. Like, make sure it's part of your meal, and that will make it so much better. It's so important for you to stay hydrated. I've talked about drinking water, staying hydrated so many times. My bottle unfortunately shrunk. I put it in the dishwasher, which I have done already, but this time around it shrunk. So I'm buying a new bottle, which is coming and on Amazon very soon. So I'll link down the one that I use. I think I've linked it already. You can get the bottle as well. Like, motivational bottles are really good. I have mine, is like a 2-liter bottle, and I drink the whole of it. I literally drink that water like nothing before, because for me, my glowiness, my hydration, me feeling and looking good is also part of me drinking water. Because when I drink water, I feel like my skin is much more glowy. Best believe I don't have any oil on my skin. I have not hydrated anything. Okay, that's it. My face, I just put a cream and I put all my makeup on. So it says a little bit about the water that I drink. So I say stay hydrated, drink a lot of water. And it's not about looking good and your skin looking fresh, but it's all about everything in your health, for your kidneys as well, you know, for your brain function. If you didn't know, sometimes water is so important for your organs, everything. Water is just very important and good. So stay hydrated as a self-care tip. Next one is to eat well. And when I say eat well, I'm not saying just eat grass, eat all green things. Just focus on that. Eating healthy is about having a balanced diet. Over and over again, I'm reading and I'm researching, and I'm trying to get into this thing of healing my gut, you know, because that's something that is my problem area, and I've talked about it so many times. I have issues with my gut, and I'm listening to podcasts, listening to videos, and listening to everything that I'm listening to, and they talk about something that is very important. It's all about having a balanced diet. It's all about having everything within the balanced diet is sort of situation where you have your protein, where you have your protein. I know how to pronounce it, but I don't know why for this video it's just playing up. Your carbohydrates, your carbs, you know, where you have all the nutrition, your ions, your oils, your everything. It's all about having a balanced diet, a good way, and proportions. Let me tell you something. Eating well is also taking care of the portions that you take. Eating 5 times a day is healthy. It's all about the portions that you take. If you eat large portions every single time, you're going to feel full, frustrated, stressed, anxious, because your tummy is full, but you still want to eat things that you're looking at, because you're not trying to eat well. Eating well is not just about picking all those green things. It's also about having that way of controlling your portions. What amount of portions are you having? You know, portion your food and you'll feel lighter, much better, much good. That is living with intention, not eating food because you have to eat that food. You must finish that food. You must accomplish today by finishing that food. It doesn't work like that. It's just about knowing that, okay, I'm eating this portion of food because this is quite the right amount for my body, and I'll eat again later, or I'll snack on something that is a fruit or something really good. Like, you've seen a clip recently. I was talking about my iron levels because I sleep quite easily, because I was feeling sleepy quite a lot. So I decided to check on my iron levels, and I just started eating foods rich in iron, like having some lentils, having some liver, having some broccoli, you know, all the things within my plate to help me. It's like a balanced diet. I have the greens, I have the irons, I have the what's it called, avocado. What nutrient does it give you? I don't know yet, but I have to check on it. But you get what I mean. It's just about having a balanced diet and eating well. Oh my god, this deserves a microphone. This is a microphone moment. I've shouted and I've said this so many times, and I'm gonna shout a little bit louder. Set boundaries. One of the most important things when you're trying to live intentionally in a more self-care way, setting boundaries is self-care. Setting boundaries is self-care. When it comes to setting boundaries, it's not about setting boundaries that shut people out. It's also setting boundaries for your own self. You need to set boundaries for yourself and limit yourself on certain things that you say, okay, Lucy, that behavior is not accepted. No. Or setting boundaries for other people who feel like they can just come in your life, destroy your life, say whatever they want to do or do whatever they want to do. No, you need to set boundaries for those people as well. But it's all about setting boundaries for yourself, setting boundaries for others in order for you to live a better life. And I have a video that I talked about more about boundaries, what boundaries are, what's important to set boundaries. You can go and check it out. But it's so important if you're trying to live intentionally in your life, set boundaries. Have non-negotiable things that you're saying to yourself. No. Hell to the no. That's something that I really talk about so much. I talk so much about setting boundaries. I talk so much about intentional living and mindfulness. So yeah, you got this. So the next one is engaging in hobbies. Hobbies, things that make you happy. In this world that we live in, people have associated hobbies with getting money, with earning money. You know, we do hobbies to get something out of it, but just do a hobby whereby you don't really have to get something out of it. You're just literally enjoying to do that, like doing a sports activity or going for a walk or going with your children to soft play areas or doing activities and things that they like. I know they like, but just create something that is a hobby, something that you enjoy doing that you don't get money out. Maybe go golfing. I don't know, maybe play football. Anything. I'm trying to think outside the box of something different. But yeah, try and do hobbies and things that are nothing to do with you earning money out of it and nothing to do with you getting something out of it, but the fact that you are getting a fulfillment out of that hobby that you're doing without feeling about the end result of having some money out of it or you have to get something out of it. No, just try as much as you can. If you're trying to live intentionally and having that self-care moment, do not leave your hobbies on the side. Do not push them on the side because you're prioritizing this and that and that and that. Enjoy your hobbies, just maybe once a week. If it's hard, try once a week. Maybe that will help. The one that is very dear to my heart is practice compassion to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be a little bit softer to your own self. Even when things don't go to plan. I was listening to a podcast in the Diary of a CEO, and I can't remember the lady's name, but she was talking about how she lost a lot of weight by being kind to herself. And in that podcast, she talks about how being so compassionate to yourself, being so kind to yourself can maybe even allow you to achieve the success that you want to achieve. It can allow you, to even lose weight like she did. And she goes ahead and she says that when she started being kinder to herself and not being her, biggest critique and critiquing herself. And the other point is socialize with other people. Take time to meet friends, take time to meet family, those who support you and those who nourish you. Take yourself out from spaces that don't support you. I don't know, I say this so many times. I know it's not easy, but I'm telling you, over time it gets a little bit better, because over the time you feel like every single time you want to meet this person, your energy is drained, you feel so low, you feel so bad. Even when you come back home, you feel like, oh my god, I went through a marathon. No, you don't need to go through a marathon when you're meeting people. You make the decision to go and meet them and see them, so you can make the decision to say, no, I'm not choosing to do that. I'm choosing myself, and that is what they call self-care. I'm choosing myself. I'm taking care of myself. I am choosing me right now by not engaging and seeing those people and being around them. So those are the 10 habits of a self-care, intentional living person. Let me know which one you've practiced before, which one you've done before, which one you think that you'll be incorporating into your life, and leave down in the comments what new video you want to hear, you want to see, you want me to talk more about, because I'm here to listen to you and do the videos that you feel like you want to sort of watch, not just videos that I feel like I like, but videos that you like to watch. I hope your journey to intentional living becomes a successful one. It is. Have a lovely day and thank you for watching. I hope you've not forgotten to subscribe and like. I love you all. Bye.